the question is, how can you make the best use of your time? So I have some thoughts around this. I think the big one and a big sort of overarching umbrella is for you to recharge your energy. Take advantage of that little bit less intensity and really think about what it would be for you to recharge. Like, I know I need a lot of time to myself to recharge. I kind of go off and return to my charging station, reading things, that kind of thing. But it is also connecting with friends. But you have to know for yourself what are the things you need to do to really recharge that energy, because there's a lot of evidence that shows that a well-rested leader, a balanced leader, is more capable of really that high level critical thinking that you all have to bring all the time, as well as leading your teams effectively. So either do it for yourself or do it for your team, but do it. Make sure that you're recharging your energy. It really does allow you to enhance your creativity and innovation, which you have to have on board in order to be competitive. And it really can allow you to open up to fresh perspectives, innovative ideas that really will drive business growth. So it might be something simple like do something differently. Like, I don't know, if you spend some time brainstorming with your team, do it outside, take advantage of the weather. Take the team offsite out to lunch, if it's a day that's not as packed with meetings. Just get a change of scenery, do something that you normally do a little bit differently, and that could unlock some creativity. Recharging your energy also just improves your decision making. That slower pace eases some of that mental fatigue that we feel at times, really leads to clearer critical thinking and more effective decision making. And you are bombarded with decisions all day long, all the time. So isn't it worth investing a little bit in improving the quality of your output in that area? Another area that you can take advantage of the slightly slower pace is to reset your priorities. It gives you an opportunity to think. You have your business plan for the year. We're halfway through. It's a good time to reevaluate that, really assess where are you towards your goals. Are your goals still the right ones? Do they need to be reset? Where are you towards those? Are there additional resources that you need to bring in, or opportunities that you can be taking advantage of to get you closer to goal? So yeah, we're halfway done, but we still have halfway to go. So it's a great time to really assess and reset those priorities to make sure you're going very purposefully where you want to be going for the rest of this year. Also, great time to do some strategic planning. You have fewer distractions. You can stay on topic a little bit longer and really focus, on your long-term strategic planning. It's a really good time to think about and dream about maybe what you want the future direction of your business to be. You can come up with some big ideas, pressure test them a little bit, make sure that they fit. You have a little bit of space for that, so it's great to take advantage of it. And speaking of space, it's just sort of a good time for some breathing space for reflection on, taking a step back and consider your perspective and think about not just, we had just talked about, is your business where you want it to be? Are you halfway towards achieving your goal, given that we're halfway through the year? Those are great things to think about, but think about your own leadership as well. It's an opportunity for you to get some perspective on that, to think about what you have achieved and what your team has achieved. And are there any mid-course corrections you want to make while you still have enough time to do that for the rest of the year? So I think it's a great thing to think about in terms of you as a leader, but also think about your own personal development. This slower pace gives you an opportunity to work on any areas that you wanted to learn about. It could be reading, it could be taking a course, it could be listening to podcasts or TED Talks, whatever that is, to really bone up on a certain content area. If that's something that you've been wanting to do, nobody can make that time for you. You have to just make that a priority. So now's a great time to do it, to make sure you're meeting your own personal and professional development goals for the year. You might even need to think into next year about where you might want to be and start getting ahead of that. Now, I know it's June. We don't want to get into 2025 yet. Let's stay with this year. But sometimes you need to think ahead about what the destination is in order to know how you want to make best use of this time. Dreaming and innovating about your business, about your career, about your team is a great thing to do when you have a little bit of creative space, because you never know what you're going to come up with, either for your business or for the growth and improvement of your team. It might be a new business opportunity. It might just be creating efficiencies where you are, or doing something that enhances the quality of work life for your team. It's a great time to think about what those things are. And don't forget about your own career and what your priorities are and the vision that you have for that. And if you don't feel really clear on what's the vision for your career, it's a great time to do some work on that. Let yourself dream a little bit. Let yourself envision where you want to be, if it's 2 years from now, if it's 5 years from now, if it's right before retirement. If you haven't done some thinking about that in a while, it is absolutely worth doing. Where do you see yourself for the next step? And this doesn't in any way assume that you're not happy right where you are. But for most of us, right where we are is not right where we want to finish. So there are next steps for you. So it's great to think about that. If you feel like maybe you're plateaued or you're a little bit bored, perhaps, is definitely a reason to think about it. But even if you're very happy where you are, stay on top of that. Thinking ahead and working towards the next thing can make sure that you stay really happy and satisfied like that. So it's definitely worth doing, especially because you have some time left in the year to, if it is learning a new skill, it might be taking a course. It may take you a little bit of time to get approval for whatever investment you want to make. So now's the time to think about what that is and make those requests, put that plan in action so that you really can accomplish what you want to by the end of the year.